Okay. I call the meeting of June 6, 2022 to order at 6 p.m. The city is conducting this public meeting using a hybrid model. The public is welcome to attend tonight's meeting in person at the city council chambers or virtually by using Zoom. Tonight's meeting is also being live streamed through YouTube. Access links and additional information can be located on the city's website and on the meeting agenda. So please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we have no invocation tonight, so we will move right on to roll call. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Potato,
She is absent.
Brown, Cole,
Here.
Hochstetter,
Here.
Newman,
Here.
Reed,
Here.
Stewart.
Here.
All right, Council Member Botetto is absent and she did call in today. Will the deputy mayor please make a motion to excuse her from tonight's meeting?
Yes. Am I on? Now am I on?
There you are.
Okay. I make the motion that we excuse Councilmember Botetto from tonight's meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Council Member Newman, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, passes unanimous. Okay, moving on to presentations. We have two presentations tonight. First one is Sumner Alert, and I will call on Communications Director Carmen Palmer.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. There's the red light. Good evening, and I am excited to bring to you a quick update on a new resource we have available to us called Sumner Alert. This is a resource to be used primarily when we have an emergency situation, and unfortunately that does happen in Sumner periodically. All the pictures here are actually pictures from Sumner: flooding, fire, road closed was the Lahar drill. But these are all things that affect people and they need immediate information about. So there are actually under the name Sumner Alert, two different ways to track getting emergency messages. One is set by a location within Sumner, an address, whether that's home, work, somewhere you frequent a lot. And the other tracks where you are based on where your phone is. So I will go into each of these a little bit more. First is if you register a specific address. This could be, as I said, your home, your work, someplace you are at a lot. No matter where you are, if something happens that affects that address, we will let you know. You can choose when you register to get messages by phone call, text, or email. You can also choose different languages. We were allowed to pick 5 languages, which we used the school district to help us select the best 5 languages for Sumner. And again, it must be address specific. Something I added today, since you received this in your packet, found out you must include ordinal indicators. And I had to look up that term, but that means the TH, right? If you put in 142nd, you have to put in the ND or it can't recognize your address. Someone trying to register discovered that little quirk for us. So you can see there an image of that was kind of testing the mapping function. The reason it's address specific is when we have to send out an alert, we can select it to go to all of Sumner. We can select it very specifically based on a geographic area that is affected. This is the second option. There is also an app. Code Red is the system that is running this for us. It is the software we're using. And they also have an app that alerts your phone when you and your phone are within a radius that is experiencing an emergency. You must select to have tracking your location so that it knows where you are. But if people download this app, particularly our commuters, then they will have the best access to information if they're coming through Sumner and we need to have a major reroute of traffic or something like that. Most of the cities in our area are going to this code red system, including Tacoma and Puyallup. So that also means if you have that, I already have it on my phone and say I'm in shopping at South Hill Mall and they have an incident, I will get the alert on my phone, even though my address is registered to Sumner. In addition to 2 different ways to send you alerts based on where you are, there are also 2 levels of alerts. The emergency alert is very much reserved for those life safety issues. We need you to evacuate. We need you to shelter in place. Something that is pretty major. There are also community alerts. And that one you have the option. You can sign up just to receive emergency alerts. You can also sign up to receive the community alerts. And those are the next level. Your life's not in danger, but we have something pretty major going on, like traffic. That actually is not life-threatening, but if we have to close down the East Valley or West Valley Highway, we would probably use the system now to send out a community alert, letting you know if we have to shut down Main Street for a parade coming up on Saturday, that type of thing where it's not life safety, but things that people like to know. Also anticipating perhaps something happening like a snowstorm or a flooding, high water, before we're into evacuation mode, getting you those warnings. For us, that's going to be finding a balance. We don't want to run on complete silence unless it is, Armageddon, but we also don't want to cry wolf and send you things. There was always that joke when WashDOT put, oh, a snowflake, we're all going to die. They were using their signs to joke with how we respond to snow. But, we would want to be sure not to send out so many alerts that it's becoming a weather report or something that is annoying to the degree that you turn it off or ignore it. So it's finding that balance in between the 2. Just so that you know, we will also have internal uses. This is also a system that helps us call out our staff. We have internal lists where we can let you all know, perhaps your house isn't in an evacuation area, but you want to know we are having to evacuate a portion of Sumner. We can have lists like that so that we can quickly get notices out to all of you and other lists like that. So that is something that the public won't see, but something that's very exciting for us. A huge upgrade from where we had to used to carry around each other's cell phone numbers on a little printed card in case we had an emergency. We are definitely growing up. Target audiences, as I said, lots of different people we hope will use this system because a lot of people, as you know, come through Sumner. There are the people who live here, there are the people who work here, but then there's a whole lot of other people, whether they're commuting, using the Y, coming to a church here. I also know based on social media during the wildfire, a lot of people were concerned about relatives here. How do I find out what's going on with my aunt, my uncle, my mom, and my dad? So by all means, if you would like to sign up for this system because you have a relative who lives in Sumner, perhaps someone who's not as tech savvy, go for it. The more people who know what's going on and the more people we can get the information to quickly, the better off we all are. To the right, you'll see how I'm getting this information out. We are just starting to roll it out. I already filmed for PC TV a little short video. They are finishing up production on that, so you should be seeing that come out soon. I will be at the open house tomorrow night helping people talk about it. We already did with the Chamber's help with the Leadership Institute, Run for Your Life. I did find out that hill is steep. My gosh, I always knew it was, but there's something about having to walk up it quickly where you really find out how steep it is. A lot of different things. We will expand as much as we can to get the word out. Again, we want the most people on Sumner Alert as possible. Just a reminder though, this is still just one tool in the toolbox. We're excited to bring this on, but this doesn't replace anything else. We will continue. If you want more regional messages, there's still PC Alert that's countywide. There's still the Lahar Sirens, social media, traditional media, all those other tools in our toolbox. So this is being added to that. It's not replacing anything. And that's my full presentation. If you have any questions.
Thank you. Do we have any questions for Carmen? Councilmember Stewart.
Thank you. Carmen, that was great. This is really good news. I'm just curious, when alerts go out to cell phones, what if we're driving? Is that something that will just automatically give us a message, or do we have to touch a button?
Yes,
How does that work?
that is a good question. I'm trying to remember. It's a hard system to test without scaring people, right? Because we already have people signed on. So I apologize if I don't know it inside and out yet, but I believe it leaves you a message and says call back. It also, we can set a time frame when it's trying to call you. So if it's something we think is going to be ongoing, we can set it to keep trying you for an hour, 2 hours. If we think it's something kind of quick and then it's not really that necessary anymore, we can set it a shorter time frame. You can also opt to receive text messages. And so then that way, you know, it receives just like you would receive any other text message. So.
Thank you.
And when you're at the mall and your alarm goes off, don't think it's a sale at Old Navy. Look at it.
Well, I normally shop in Sumner, but it's, you know, those rare times
Okay.
I need something
Right.
in Puyallup.
Good. Thank you, Carmen.
I think you have a question also from Councilmember Cole.
Oh, there she is. Councilmember Cole.
Yes, one question. I also in the presentation you said you can sign up sign up to receive phone calls, text messages, or email. Can you get all three, or just
Yes.
one or the other?
Yes, I believe you can get all three.
Okay.
So if you really want to hear from us, and we will try to be sure, you know, we're also learning best practices, like when we send an alert to put the actual time and date. So if you happen to get an email after you've received a text message and a phone call, you know, that's the same message, not a different one.
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Carmen.
All right, thank you.
All right, now we're moving on to Sumner Resident Access, our new utility billing portal, and we have Finance Director Cassandra Raymond on screen.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Cassandra Raymond, your Chief Financial Officer. I wanted to take a couple of minutes tonight and introduce everyone to our new utility billing customer portal. Just a little background, a little over a year ago, we converted from our legacy utility billing system to Tyler Technologies utility billing. What this did is this integrated our utility billing processes with our overall financial software under the Munis platform. When we did that, our customer portal also changed. It changed to Tyler Technologies CSS, which is Citizen Self-Service. It was not the most popular change, not only with our consumers, with our community, but with our staff as well. It was frankly not the level at which we expected to offer the service. We have been working really hard. We've been listening to our customers, listening to our staff, and working really hard to get a better product out to our community. We are pleased to announce that Resident Access, our new program, went live on June 1st. We have over 425 payments that have posted already, a little over $122,000 in payments, and we are getting good feedback. So I am excited to share my screen and kind of go through our new platform. All right, can everyone see my screen? All right, thank you. So for our council or our community watching, please know this is a different bookmark than what we were previously on. So you will need to change your bookmark. But I'd like to tout some of the benefits that our new platform is offering. The first one is something that our customers have been asking for quite some time, and that's Quick Pay. Quick Pay, you can, as long as you have your account number, you don't have to log in. You can just go online, find your account, find your bill, and make a payment without ever having to sign in. Our new portal, as far as signing in, is much improved, and we are actually proud to offer it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign in under my account here. Okay, and we'll take a little tour of Resident Access. So we have home, we can manage accounts. One of the benefits here is you can have more than one account. I can go to add account, and I'm just going to add a city account here. And it's as easy as that. So I've added account 8342. From our accounts, we can look at our account detail. We can view transactions. From our account detail, we can enroll in auto pay, which is an exciting new benefit we haven't been able to offer in the past. Over here, if these weren't city accounts, you could click on any of these hyperlinks and drill down to a PDF of your actual bill. Because these are our own city accounts, these actually don't have bills associated. So, but for any other residential, and then you can view all and see a whole history. You can take a look at the transactions. So this shows bills and payments. You can review consumption. Oh, and again, because I think these are city accounts, these aren't pulling in. Okay. For communications, you can go in here. You can, if you have more than one account, you can manage these individually, or you can click to apply your changes to all of your accounts. You can sign up for e-billing. You can toggle off if all you want is e-billing. You can put in your email, confirm it, toggle off, mail the paper copy, and then all you'll get is your email. You can sign up for email reminders when you have a new balance, if you're past due, or you can even get an email reminder that will tell you a couple of days before your due date. You can also sign up for auto pay, and on auto pay, you can get an email to the email of your choice for all of these various communications. If I go back to home and click on pay bills, and I can pay one at a time, or I can pay all at once. Sorry, my system is a little slow. You can also enroll in auto pay here that will automatically draft your account information on your due date, or you can schedule a payment. And the really awesome thing about scheduling a payment, I only have one here that has a balance due. So if I hit continue here, oh, no accounts have been selected for payment. I thought I did, my apologies. I think this is because it's a city account. Oh no, here we go. So I can pay it now, or I can pay it later, and I can schedule a date to be paid. Once I put in all of my payment information and submit the payment, I can actually name my payment and keep that saved in as a nickname. Any payment information is stored on an external secure server. None of that is stored on city files. And then within the next probably week or so, we're also going to be deploying out the ability not only to use credit cards, debit cards, but also to use e-checks, which is another enhancement our customers have been asking for. So if I go back to home, again, we can view our bill, account detail, transactions, make payments, pay our bills, enroll in auto pay, schedule those payments. And then if someone just would like to go online and make a quick ad hoc payment, we have the Pay Now feature from the initial website that does not require a login. So my special thanks, I'd like to recognize finance staff for configuration and testing, as well as administration staff for helping us message, and IT staff for all of our very frequent requests to go in and do something on the server to get this deployed out. We've been testing this exhaustively for quite some time. We wanted to be sure that we didn't deploy a lemon. So we're getting positive feedback. And again, we are seeing that transactions start to roll into the city. So happy to answer any questions or demonstrate any other functionality.
And Deputy Mayor Hochstetter.
Ms. Raymond, were we assigned new account numbers? Because I remember our account number being much longer than that, than 4 digits.
No, they should be the same account number. You may have a dash and a 00, and you can put in either.
So this could be like the last four numbers of it?
No, it should just be your account number.
Okay, okay, I'll look on mine again, but I swear it was a lot longer than
All right.
4 digits, so,
If
Thank
it's showing something different, just give me a call.
okay.
All right, anybody else? I don't see anybody online. Oh, Councilmember Reed.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry. I just wanted to do a quick thank you and congratulations to the entire financial services team. From Finance Committee, we've been getting regular updates on this, and the progression has been great. And now that it's live, the feedback that I'm hearing and seeing has been impressive. People are loving it. They're so excited. And it's a great move forward. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've heard good feedback too, so nice job. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else? All right, seeing none, we will move on to consent agenda. The clerk, please read the consent agenda.
Item number 1, approval of the Association of Washington Cities Conference voting delegates for Sumner. Item 2, approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting of May 2nd, 2022, and the May 9th and May 23rd, 2022 study session. Item 3, approval of electronic checks and payments in the amount of $906,162.46. Item 4, 902 Kincaid Avenue acquisition, purchase and sale agreement. Item 5, Puget Sound Energy Conservation Grant Agreement, ammonia sensors.
All right, will Deputy Mayor please make a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Yes, I'll make a motion to adopt the consent agenda.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded by Councilmember Stewart. Does anybody want to remove anything from the consent agenda? Anybody want to remove anything? Seeing none? All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Passes unopposed. All right. No public hearings tonight. No unfinished business tonight. Public comment. So the public is encouraged to submit their comments to the city clerk by email before tonight's meeting, so the clerk may read those emails into the record. Michelle, were there any public comments submitted?
No, there were not.
Does anybody in the public or in the room need to speak to anything that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, we will move on to new business. So we have several appointments to our planning commission tonight. And planning commission is something that is near and dear to my heart. I spent 8 years on planning commission, so I'm always happy to see new planning commissioners, any kind of commissioners. It's what makes our city tick, and it's more eyes on our work. So our first appointment would be William Moody. Deputy Mayor Hochstetter, would you like to make a motion?
Yes. I'll move that the mayor appoint William Moody to the Sumner Planning Commission for a term beginning in June 2022 and expiring in April 2026.
Do I have a second? Seconded by Councilmember Reed. I will call up Ryan Windish. You're fast. Phew.
Thank you, Mayor Hayden. Good evening, council. Before I introduce Mr. Moody, I did want to give a little summary of what the Sumner Planning Commission does and their role with the city. The Sumner Planning Commission serves as an advisory capacity to the city council. The commission's main purpose is to assist in the implementation of the vision and policies in the Sumner Comprehensive Plan, including reviewing and making recommendations on various city plans, goals and policies, and the Sumner zoning code and development regulations. The Planning Commission consists of 7 members who are appointed by the mayor and confirmed by the city council. The majority of the members must be residents of the city of Sumner, while 2 members may be non-residents who have a demonstrated interest in the city of Sumner. The members of the Planning Commission are to be selected without respect to political affiliations and shall serve without compensation. Members are appointed for a 4-year term. And Mayor Hayden recommends appointing Mr. Moody to fill the Planning Commission vacant seat. Mr. Bill Moody is semi-retired. He's here this evening. He's been a science and mathematics educator and business owner, and he has lived in the Sumner area for over 40 years. He is interested in being involved in the Planning Commission to help shape a vision for Sumner's growth and to make a difference in the quality of life in Sumner. Mr. Moody, as I pointed out, is here tonight.
Thank you. Mr. Moody, would you like to say something?
I appreciate the opportunity to be on the Planning Commission. I've met several of you in various stages of my life. Commissioner Brown, probably longer than most that I've known Kurt. And then Cindy used to be a next door neighbor to me. So having the history that we do with, we meaning myself and my wife, the history we have with Sumner gives me, I think, a unique vision as to how things can couple themselves together, how they can make the city a better place and harmonious place so that we all can have a quality of life that I think is demonstrated by the fact that we live in Sumner. So thank you very much, and I appreciate the appointment.
Thank you, and thank you for signing up. Is there any discussion among the council members? Any comments? Okay. Seeing none. Is there any member of the public that would like to speak to this? Seeing none. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes.
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 Michelle, is your speaker on?
It is now. Councilmember Cole,
Yes.
thank you. Councilmember Stewart,
Yes.
Councilmember Hayden, excuse me, Councilmember Newman.
Yes.
All right. Passes. Congratulations.
Welcome.
Okay, our next appointment also on the Sumner Planning Commission will be Vincent Stone King.
Yeah, I would like to nominate Mr. Vincent Stone King for Planning Commission, please.
Nomination by Councilmember Newman. Do I have a second?
Yes, I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Hochstetter. And Brian.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Vincent Stone King's career background is in project management and business administration and government, and he has been involved in community organizations as well. He recently decided to call Sumner home because of the sense of place and quality of life. Mr. Stone King has an interest in maintaining Sumner's small town feel while balancing appropriate growth and being business friendly. Mayor Hayden recommends appointing Mr. Stone King to fill a planning commission vacant seat through April 2026. And Mr. Stone King is here this evening as well.
Mr. Stone King, would you like to say something?
Okay. So I don't really have a speech prepared. I think what I'd say is I moved here almost exactly 4 years ago to the day. I was a Navy brat growing up, grew up in the Kent area following the Navy, and this is the first place I've really lived that's felt like a home rather than a place that you go to. And I really, really like and respect that about Sumner and really want to make sure that it stays that way. I mean, we have to grow, we have to change, but I think it really benefits from being a small town that people like being in and like being able to walk through.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for signing up. Do we have any discussion among council members? All right, seeing none. Michelle, would you call the roll? Michelle, can you?
Councilmember Newman,
Thank you.
Yes.
Councilmember Stewart,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Hochstetter,
Yes.
Councilmember Brown,
Yes.
Councilmember Reed,
Yes.
Councilmember Cole.
Yes.
Congratulations. All right, one more. Councilmember Brown, would you like to make a motion? Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councilmember Stewart. Ryan,
Thank you, Mayor, members of the City Council. Mr. Barry Walden and his family have lived in Sumner for more than 30 years. He has a background in criminal and regulatory investigation. He's interested in contributing his experience to the Planning Commission. Mayor Hayden recommends appointment of Mr. Walden to fill the Planning Commission vacant seat through April 2026. And Mr. Walden is here as well.
Mr. Wallen, would you like to say something? No? You don't have to. You're good. All right. Any discussion among council members? All right, seeing none. Michelle, will you call the roll?
Newman,
No.
Reed,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Cole,
No.
Stewart,
Yes.
Hochstetter.
Now, is my mic on?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Oh, goody. Yes.
All right, passes 4-2. Welcome. Okay, moving on to council reports. Mr. Reed.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing for this evening is congratulations and thank you to each of you for stepping up and helping out with the community. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, I'd like to give a big thank you to the staff at our cemetery. It was exceptionally beautiful for Memorial Day. And the thing is it did look nice that day, but it actually looks nice every day out there. They're very conscientious and take great care of that place. And they're also very caring with the families they deal with out there, and they always treat them with compassion and respect. And I see that firsthand because I'm out there quite often. So kudos to them. And I'd also like to thank Mr. Brian Doherty, who does daily cleanup, litter cleanup in our city. Maybe you see him walking around with his cart picking up litter. And I just think that I think that's really fun that he does that on his daily walk, and it is noticed and it's appreciated. So we have both caring staff and citizens in our town. So Thank you to all the people who are willing to volunteer on our committees and also who just want to help out in the community. So thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Stewart.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a thanks to the three of you that applied for the Planning Commission. I think you'll really enjoy it. We look forward to hearing your input, reading your input. It's very important to the council to know how the Planning Commission feels about things. So just be very verbal in the items that come forward to you, and we will give that strong consideration. And I appreciate the efforts around the city, beautifying the city, litter control, all the things that the people who live and work here do for us as residents. Memorial Day is a special day in my life. My mother would have been 101 years old on Memorial Day, and we always visit the cemetery and gives me pause to remember my ancestors. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
I would also like to thank the volunteers very much. You are very much needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Newman.
Nothing tonight.
Councilmember Cole.
There was a May 18th Rainier Communications Commission meeting, board meeting scheduled, but it was canceled. And it was canceled because of a lack of quorum, as well as some type of delay related to the interlocal agreement. The next meeting will be scheduled or is scheduled for July 20th, and hope to have a report for that one.
Thank
That's
you.
it. Mhm.
All right. And City Administrator, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Coming up at next week's study session, we'll be hearing an update from the school district's Family Center about everything that they've accomplished over the last 12 months. You'll also hear from our Public Works Department regarding the Town Center Utility Woonerf project that went out for bid, and those bids are back in, and we need some further direction from council on how to proceed with that, because it did come in over the engineer's estimate and over our budget, in fact. Along with that, we'll be hearing from the Finance Department regarding the second quarter budget amendments, as well as from our Community Development team regarding the 2022 Comprehensive Plan amendments. Our next regular council meeting is actually Tuesday, June 21st. That's due to the observed Juneteenth holiday. As a reminder, the federal government made Juneteenth a federal holiday. The state followed suit, and you as council members adopted that as a city holiday, recognized holiday last fall. So at that meeting, there's quite a long agenda. I'm gonna just hit the high points here, what we'll be talking about. The first is you'll be holding a public hearing regarding the multifamily tax exemption target area expansion. As you recall, this is to expand the MFTE designation to East Sumner neighborhood. You'll be awarding the 24th Street utility relocation and construction, as well as the construction management contracts, a design consultant contract for the cemetery facility, a consultant services agreement for the Sumner Texaco Heritage Park remediation study, the Town Center Utility Woonerf project. We anticipate an award for the construction as well as construction management that night. The Salmon Creek Cutover Construction Contract Award, a purchase and sale agreement for the Hand property, which is associated with the Wood and Main Avenue intersection improvements, an interlocal agreement with WashDOT for gateway funding, an ordinance amending the 2021-2022 biennial budget, a resolution setting hearing date for the Houston Road annexation, as well as an ordinance amending the local source control code. Quite a busy night.
Should we bring a sleeping bag?
Most of these are on consent, luckily, but you do have a number of new business items as well. As far as commissions go, the Planning Commission is holding a public hearing this Thursday at 6 p.m. regarding accessory dwelling units. It is a hybrid meeting and hybrid hearing, which means you can either attend here in person in our chambers, or you're welcome to attend and provide testimony via Zoom for the hybrid portion of that meeting.
On the personnel front, I'm happy to announce that all of our seasonal positions have been filled. That was it's always a struggle. It was even a greater struggle this year with the tight labor market. But as of today, everything is filled. We have background investigations that are nearing completion for a lateral police officer from the city of Pacific, as well as a lateral animal control officer from Arkansas. It's a very tight animal control market. If successful, we'll still have one police officer vacancy as well as at least one anticipated retirement in the next year. Public Works operator closed last week. Our applicant pool remains much smaller than usual. However, we're optimistic that we should be able to hire our vacancy off of this list. Also, our recruitment for an associate engineer continues. As a reminder, we are 11 months into this recruitment. Last month, we opened up the entry-level position as well to see if we could attract a larger applicant pool. And we actually did get a slightly larger pool. I think we have 7 people that applied, and we're going through the review and selection process and are hopeful at this point. Also, I want to mention in the last 2 months, we've had 2 tenured employees resign. One was a police officer who's leaving the profession as well as the state. And the second is our facilities maintenance operator, Dan Davenport, who built this beautiful chamber. So we'll miss both of them. On the development front, I'm very pleased to announce that Peterbilt received their certificate of occupancy, and they'll be opening soon to the public. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions the council may have.
Any questions for Mr. Wilson? None, thank you. So I just have 2 things. Tomorrow night is the open house for all things Sumner. It's here in the council chambers from 5 to 7. And you will, if you come, you will be able to see all of our projects that are in progress now, give some input, ask questions. There'll be staff. There'll be hopefully elected council members, and I will be here, and you can see what's going on in the city of Sumner. Also, we were lucky enough or good enough to receive a performance award on our wastewater treatment plant. We were one of 124 out of 300 to receive this award, which tells us something I knew all along: Sumner's crap does not stink. Meeting adjourned.